I was on my knees at 2:17 a.m. in that freezing Austin high-rise, scrubbing someone else's spilled coffee off the carpet with tears mixing into the bucket, when the entire multi-million-dollar trading system started crashing harder than my marriage ever did. No one could fix it. Not the panicked IT guys running in with their laptops. Not the big-shot consultants on emergency Zoom. But I did. With 3 quiet keystrokes and a backdoor I wasn't supposed to remember. My husband and my so-called best friend thought they'd destroyed me when they cleaned out our joint account and left me with nothing but divorce, papers, and shame. They had no idea the broken woman they threw away was about to become the only person standing between their perfect new life and total ruin. Hey everyone, if you're new here, welcome. I'm just a regular girl from Texas who lived through hell and came out the other side swinging. If you love stories where betrayal gets served the coldest karma possible, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's dive in. My name is Elena Marlowe, 34 years old. Once upon a time, a senior systems architect at one of the hottest fintech firms in Austin. I had the corner office, the respect, the 6-figure salary, and a husband I thought was my forever, Ryan Whitaker. We met in college in Seattle, moved to Austin for my dream job at Ardent Dynamics. Ryan worked in sales, charismatic, funny, the guy who could sell ice to penguins. For 12 years, we built what I thought was a solid life. We had a cute bungalow in East Austin, weekend brunches on Rainy Street, and plans for kids one day. Then came Lila Voss, my college roommate and supposed ride-or-die best friend. She moved to Austin 2 years ago after her own divorce. I welcomed her with open arms, helped her get a job in HR at the same company, lent her money when she was between checks, listened to her cry about her ex while Ryan rubbed my shoulders and said, "You're such a good friend, babe." I never saw it coming. It started small. Ryan working late with the team. Lila suddenly dressing nicer around the house when she came over for wine nights. Deleted texts. Whispered phone calls. The night I walked in early from a conference and found them in our bed. That was the day my world cracked open. Ryan didn't even look ashamed. He just said, "Elena, we've grown apart. Lila gets me in a way you never did." Lila had the nerve to cry and say, "I never meant to hurt you, but we're in love." They moved fast. Within a month, they'd drained our joint savings, money I had earned while Ryan bounced between jobs. They took the nicer car, the furniture I paid for, even my grandmother's engagement ring he'd borrowed for resizing. When I confronted them at the new apartment they rented together in South Congress, Ryan laughed and said, "You're too focused on your screens anyway. Go code something. That's all you're good at." HR at Ardent Dynamics suddenly found performance issues with my work. I was quietly pushed out with a severance that barely covered 2 months' rent. Friends chose sides. Most chose the happy new couple who threw better parties. I ended up in a tiny studio in a sketchy part of North Austin, applying to jobs and getting ghosted because someone had been bad-mouthing my reputation in the tight-knit tech scene. That's how I ended up taking the night cleaning job at Ardent Dynamics itself, the same building where I used to present to the board. Now, I was the invisible woman in the gray polo shirt pushing a mop at 10 p.m., avoiding eye contact with people who used to call me the genius behind the trading platform. Every night, I scrubbed toilets and vacuumed carpets while replaying their laughter in my head. The humiliation burned so deep, I sometimes had to step into the supply closet just to cry without the security cameras catching it. 3 months into the cleaning gig, I was barely keeping it together. My savings were gone. I was eating instant ramen and skipping meals so I could pay the electric bill. Ryan and Lila were posting vacation photos from Cabo, the trip I had been saving for. One particularly bad night, I was assigned to the executive floor, the 28th floor, my old floor. The glass conference room where I once closed a $40 million deal now smelled like stale pizza and regret. I was emptying trash cans when I overheard 2 VPs in the hallway, talking about the new revolution. Trading algorithm the company had just launched. It was supposed to be revolutionary, AI-driven, lightning fast, millions in potential daily profit. But something was wrong. The system had been glitching for weeks. Small at first, then bigger. Trades failing. Data corruption. The CEO, Marcus Hale, was losing his mind. Investors were threatening to pull out. The whole company's future was on the line. I knew that code base inside and out. I had helped design the core architecture before I was forced out. There were backdoors and fail-safes only a handful of us knew about. But I kept my mouth shut. I was just the cleaner now. Nobody asked the woman with the mop for tech advice. That night, around 2 a.m., the alarms started blaring across the entire floor, red flashing on every monitor. The main trading platform was in total meltdown. Billions in potential transactions frozen. Error codes, I recognized immediately. A cascading failure in the authentication layer. IT guys came running. Consultants were called in. Phones were ringing off the hook. I stayed in the shadows, pushing my cart, heart pounding. Then I saw it. The one critical node that, if tweaked just right, could stabilize everything. But it required knowledge of an old, undocumented protocol I had written years ago. I told myself to walk away. Let them suffer. Let the company that betrayed me burn. Let the company that betrayed me burn. But something in me, that quiet, furious spark that refused to stay broken, made me move. I waited until the IT team stepped out for a frantic conference call. The executive floor was chaos. But for 30 seconds, the main server room console was unattended. I slipped behind the desk, pulled off my cleaning gloves, and typed. 3 commands, a hidden admin override I had buried deep in the system as a joke years ago, just in case the new guys mess it up. The errors started resolving. The red alerts turned yellow, then green. The platform stabilized. I was about to slip away when the elevator dinged. Marcus Hale, the CEO himself, stormed in, suit rumpled, eyes wild. He was tall, mid-40s, sharp jaw, the kind of man who commanded every room. Behind him was his head of security and 2 exhausted engineers. Marcus froze when he saw the monitors calming down. Then his gaze landed on me, the cleaner standing there with my cart. Hair messy, gloves half on. "Who the hell are you?" he demanded. Before I could mumble just the night crew, one of the engineers checked the logs and whispered, "Sir, the fix came from this console." 30 seconds ago! Marcus stared at me harder. Recognition flickered. Wait, Elena? Elena Marlowe? I nodded, throat tight. He stepped closer. "You were let go last year." "Performance issues," they said. I laughed bitterly, the sound surprising even me. Performance issues. Funny how that happened right after my husband started sleeping with my best friend, who works in HR. The room went dead silent. Marcus's expression shifted from confusion to something colder. Understanding. He pulled up my old personnel file on his tablet right there. Then he pulled up Ryan and Lila's files. His jaw tightened. "Your ex-husband is now in business development here. And Lila Voss is HR coordinator. Interesting timing on your termination?" That's when the real shock hit. Marcus turned to his head of security. "Pull the full access logs from the last 14 months. Every login, every file deletion, every performance review that was altered." He looked back at me, voice low and intense. "Elena, how did you just fix a problem that has had my best people crying? In the bathroom for 2 weeks?" I told him the truth. Calmly, no drama. I explained the back door, the undocumented protocol, the exact sequence I used. Marcus listened like a man who had just found gold in the trash. Then he said the words that changed everything. "Everyone out, Elena. You and I need to talk." Over the next weeks, Marcus quietly investigated. What we discovered was worse than I imagined. Ryan and Lila hadn't just cheated and taken my money. They had actively sabotaged my reputation. Lila altered my performance reviews in the HR system. Ryan badmouthed me to clients and executives, claiming I was unstable after personal issues. They even leaked minor proprietary info to competitors to make me look negligent. The company had been bleeding talent and trust because of internal politics I never knew about. Marcus didn't fire them immediately. No, that would be too easy. Instead, he brought me back in secretly, not as a cleaner, as a special consultant under a fake name at first. I worked nights rebuilding and hardening the entire platform. I fixed what they had broken. I made the system better than it had ever been. Meanwhile, Ryan and Lila kept living large. New house in the hills. Fancy cars, posting about their blessed life. I stayed invisible, the quiet woman in the background, who smiled politely when I passed them in the AO. Hall's wearing my old cleaning polo. I documented everything. Every altered file. Every deleted email I recovered. Every lie. The revenge was methodical and ice cold. I helped Marcus restructure the bonus system so that Ryan's inflated sales numbers were exposed when the new secure platform went live. Lila's HR improvements were shown to have caused massive compliance risks. Small leaks started appearing, anonymous at first, about how certain couples in the company had conflicts of interest. The noose tightened slowly. The company-wide town hall was scheduled for the big platform relaunch. I stood on stage next to Marcus. No longer in cleaning clothes, but in a sharp black suit I had earned back. My hair was down, makeup perfect, the exhaustion replaced by quiet power. Ryan and Lila were in the front row, smug as ever, expecting another big bonus. Marcus started the presentation. He praised the anonymous hero who saved the system that night. Then he played the security footage, me at the console, fixing what no one else could. Gasps rippled through the room. He continued. That hero is Elena Marlowe, the same Elena Marlowe who was unfairly terminated last year due to manipulated records and personal vendettas. The slides flipped. Evidence appeared, timestamps, altered files, chat logs between Ryan and Lila celebrating my firing. Ryan's face went white. Lila looked like she might faint. Marcus turned to them calmly. Effective immediately. Both of you are terminated for gross misconduct, conflict of interest, and attempting to defraud the company. Security will escort you out. Your bonuses have been clawed back. Legal is already reviewing the financial damages. Ryan tried to bluster. This is ridiculous. She's just a cleaner. I stepped forward, voice steady but laced with years of pain. No, Ryan, I was never just anything. You made sure I felt like nothing. But the woman you threw away? She was always the one who built what you tried to destroy. Lila started crying. Elena, please. We were family. I looked her dead in the eyes. Family doesn't steal your future and laugh about it. Karma just took its time. Security walked them out while the entire company watched in stunned silence. Standing there on that stage, watching the two people who broke me get led away in humiliation, I didn't feel triumphant screams or wild joy. I felt quiet justice, like a weight I had carried for over a year finally lifted. I got my reputation back. Marcus offered me my old job plus a massive raise in equity. But more importantly, I got myself back. To anyone watching who's been betrayed, humiliated, or made to feel small, hear me. Your value was never in their hands. The same skills, the same heart, the same quiet strength that got you through the dark nights scrubbing floors, that's what will rebuild you stronger. Sometimes the universe puts you exactly where you need to be, even if it's on your knees with a mop, so you can rise when the moment comes. If this story touched you, if you believe in emotional justice and watching karma do its work, please like this video, subscribe for more real-feeling drama stories where the underdog finally wins, and drop a comment telling me, what's the one betrayal you wish you could rewrite? I read every single one. Until next time, stay strong, stay quiet when you need to, and never let them see you break. This is Elena Marlowe signing off, the woman who went from cleaning their mess to owning the whole damn floor.